Happy birthday to legendary hip hop artist, songwriter, and actor Mos Def. It's your boy X-Men 1991 coming to you back again with another video. This is my last list that I'm revealing in 2024. I will let you guys know in my community post which list I'm going to be revealing in 2025. Today I'm going to be revealing my top 10 racing games. But before I get into that, let me give you my quick halftime report on tonight's quarterfinals of the NBA Cup of the Golden State Warriors versus my Houston Rockets. The Rockets dominated the first half, outscoring the Warriors by deuce in the first quarter, 20-18. Then they outscored them by 5 in the second quarter, 24-19. At halftime, Rockets 54, Warriors 47. Right now, it's in the third quarter right now. It's a close game. Warriors are leading by 1, 69-68. I just had to turn the volume down so you guys can hear me. Damn, out of bounds. Warriors ball. Anyway, let's go ahead and do a reveal to y'all my top 10 racing games. But before I get into that, let me tell y'all what the honorable mentions are. The honorable mentions goes to Sonic Riders, Sonic Sega All-Stars Racing, Crash Nitro Kart, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition, Burnouts, NASCAR Kart Racing, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. And that's pretty much the honorable mentions. Oh, Nicktoons Racing. Those are the honorable mentions. Warriors 69, Rockets 68 after the third quarter. They're about to get to the fourth quarter. But here are my top 10 racing games. And remember, this is my list. So if you have your own top 10 racing games, put it in the comments below. Number 10, Cartoon Network Racing. Cartoon Network Racing is a video game. It's Cartoon Network's second racing game. The racetracks and the characters are based on 6 of Cartoon Network's classic shows from the Powerhouse era, the best era in the history of Cartoon Network. And sadly, they only have like 6 shows in this game. Characters from Courage the Cowardly Dog, I Am Weasel, the Powerpuff Girls, Cow and Chicken, Dexter's Laboratory, and Johnny Bravo are featured. Pretty much the same shows that were in the last Cartoon Network racing game before, Cartoon Network Speedway. Unlike Cartoon Network Speedway, Cartoon Network Racing has a big roster of characters to choose from. Each show has like 3 to 5 characters you could pick. For example, Courage the Cowardly Dog and I Am Weasel has 3 characters you can pick. Cow and Chicken, Dexter's Laboratory, and Johnny Bravo has 4 characters you can pick. No, Johnny Bravo and Cow and Chicken has 4 characters you can pick. Dexter's Laboratory and the Powerpuff Girls has 5 characters you can pick. And this game is pretty much, as people would say, it's a knockoff to Mario Kart Double Dash, because you can have 2 characters racing in one kart. The Crash Bandicoot series did the same shit with Crash Tag Team Racing. It's like, y'all niggas can't come up with something original? Let's just copy Nintendo. So the first character is your driver. Each driver's kart is based on speed, acceleration, and turning. Some karts can go faster than others, but have shit turning ability. And other karts, they're slow, but they can handle tight corners. And the second character is your co-driver that handles your weapons. There's also a tune power bar that you can fill up by either drifting, picking up soda pops from crates, or attacking the last character who attacked you. Each character has tune tune powers. You press the L2 or R2 button to use those powers. Cartoon Network Racing, I would say, is better than Cartoon Network Speedway. Cartoon Network Speedway was terrible. I don't want to talk about that. But that game is my number 10, Cartoon Network Racing. I got that game for Christmas a year after it came out. It's a fun game to play, especially if you're a diehard fan of the old school Cartoon Network. Number 9, Kirby Air Ride. Kirby Air Ride is definitely a fun game to play. It's a fun racing game. There's like 3 modes you can play, whether single player or multiplayer. Air Ride, Top Ride, and City Trial. My favorite has to be the Top Ride, which I did a Let's Play of 2 months ago. Every time I play the Top Ride mode, I always sing that song by Seal, Fly Like an Eagle. Fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I wanna fly. Fly like into the future. Time keeps on slipping. What y'all know about that song? If you don't know nothing about that song, you obviously didn't watch Space Jam. Every time I played that mode on Kirby Air Ride, Top Ride, I always sing that song, Fly Like an Eagle by Seal. I'm pretty much good in the Top Ride mode than the Air Ride. But I bet some people like City Trial more than the other 2 modes. I definitely love Kirby Air Ride. It's a fun racing game. Number 8, Speed Racer, the video game. Speed Racer, the video game, is based on the movie Speed Racer. I used to play this game with my 25-year-old godbrother. He would play as Speed Racer and I would play as Racer X, and he would always win because Speed Racer is obviously the best character in that game. I play as Speed Racer or Racer X. I believe the game came out 2 days before the movie did in 2008, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but the video game came out before the movie did. Speed Racer, the video game, is definitely not that bad of a game. That's my number 8. Number 7, Need for Speed Underground. Need for Speed Underground is the 7th installment of the Need for Speed series after Hot Pursuit. Unlike the previous game, Need for Speed Underground introduces sports cars and exotics. And of course, Need for Speed Underground has an amazing soundtrack. It has songs by artists such as Nate Dogg. Of course, T.I., one of his best songs, 24s, is on the soundtrack. Petey Pablo has a song on the soundtrack, and Rob Zombie, and The Crystal Method. Need for Speed Underground was definitely a fun racing game, as well as the sequel, Need for Speed Underground 2. Do I have it in my top 20 video games of 2004? I should. I should have that on my list. I need to go back and watch that video. I'm sure I have Need for Speed Underground 2 in my list of my top 20 games of 2004. But I love Need for Speed Underground. I love the gameplay and I definitely love the soundtrack. I be jamming to T.I.'s 24 song. Number 6, Looney Tunes Racing. Of course, Looney Tunes Racing is a racing game where you have 19 Looney Tunes characters. 6 characters available, while the 13 characters need to be unlocked. They have like 4 modes, like a championship mode, a single race mode, a Acme challenge mode, and of course, multiplayer. This game was released for the Game Boy Advance, and it was released for the PlayStation 1. In order to play the game up to 4 players, of course, you gotta use a PS1 multi-tap if you have one. Looney Tunes Racing was fun, especially if you're a Looney Tunes fan like I am. Of course, Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck are my two favorite characters to use, since they are my favorite cartoon duo. Let's go to my top 5 racing games. Starting at number 5, I have Diddy Kong Racing. This game pretty much revolves around Diddy Kong and his friends stopping an evil pig called Whiz Pig. Diddy Kong Racing has 20 tracks. And on one of these tracks, you can use 3 types of vehicles. You can drive in a car, you can drive in a hovercraft, or you can drive in a plane. I know Mike Henry left a comment in my review of Diddy Kong Racing from his old channel, which got terminated, by the way, last year. But back when he still had his old channel, he left a comment saying he used to play Diddy Kong Racing. Yeah, I love Diddy Kong Racing. It's definitely a fun racing game. Of course, the only character that I use is Diddy Kong because he's obviously the best character in that game. And I love going back watching Broken Champions 4-Player Friday episode of him and his 3 friends playing Diddy Kong Racing. I most likely drive in a car or even a plane. Not that much of a fan driving in a hovercraft, but I like driving in a car or in a plane. Diddy Kong Racing is definitely in my top 5 racing games. On to number 4, Mario Kart Double Dash. Mario Kart Double Dash is the 4th installment of the Mario Kart series. And this was also the first kart racing game where you can have 2 characters racing in one kart. Before Cartoon Network Racing and before Crash Tag Team Racing, there was Mario Kart Double Dash where you can have 2 characters race in one kart. I most likely play as Mario and Luigi, and sometimes Wario and Waluigi. The game was a commercial success when it was released for the GameCube in November of 2003. I pretty much got this game for my 15th birthday 3 years after it came out. So if you have not played Mario Kart Double Dash, you got to. It's the first kart racer to have 2 characters racing one kart. I'm glad I put this in my top 5. You got to put Mario Kart Double Dash in the top 5 when it comes to racing games. You got to. Number 3. I know a lot of people going to think that I should have put this game at number 1. I was going to put this game at number 1 since I am a fanboy of Crash Bandicoot, but at least it's in my top 3. Crash Team Racing is my number 3. Crash Team Racing is the 4th installment of the Crash Bandicoot series, the first Crash Bandicoot game in the racing genre, and of course, the last Crash Bandicoot game to be developed by Naughty Dog. Of course, Crash Team Racing was about an alien named Nitrous Oxide who claims to be the fastest racer in the galaxy. So he decided to challenge all the Crash Bandicoot characters to beat him in a race. If one of them wins, he will leave planet Earth alone. But if Nitrous Oxide wins, then he will turn the entire globe into a concrete parking lot. Crash Team Racing has 15 characters. 8 available at the start of the game, and of course 7 need to be unlocked. You have Crash Bandicoot, Dr. Neo Cortex, Tiny Tiger, Coco Bandicoot, Dingodile, Engine, Purah, Polar, Fay Crash, Penta Penguin, Pinstripe, Antropy, Papu Papu, Ripperoo, Komodo Joe, and Pinstripe. Damn, I named all 15 characters of Crash Team Racing without even looking it up. That shows you how much I am a fan of Crash Bandicoot. But yeah, sorry, I can't put Crash Team Racing in number 1. Just because I'm a Crash Bandicoot fanboy doesn't mean that I was going to put this game in number 1. At least it's in my top 3. And of course, this game plays exactly like Mario Kart, if not better. Which racing game do you prefer, Crash Team Racing or Mario Kart 64? I'll leave a poll in my community post, let y'all know which racing game do you think is better, Crash Team Racing or Mario Kart 64. But anyway, Crash Team Racing is my number 3. And of course, the soundtrack is dope. And the mechanics are definitely spot on. You can do the power boost, but you can only do it 3 times. Crash Team Racing is definitely fun to play, especially with 4 players. In order to play with 4 players, you need a PlayStation 1 multi-tap, unless you're playing it on the PS3. But Crash Team Racing still slaps 25 years later. Speaking of Mario Kart 64, that is my number 2. Yeah, I had to put Mario Kart 64 over Crash Team Racing. Mario Kart 64 is the second installment of the Mario Kart series. This was pretty much my favorite Mario Kart game, Mario Kart 64. You have 8 characters: Mario, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi, Bowser, Wario, Donkey Kong, and Toad. Donkey Kong and Bowser replace Donkey Kong Jr. and Koopa, I believe. Mario Kart 64 is definitely a fun game, especially when you're playing on a Friday night. Broken Champion, by the way, also did a 4-player Friday episode of playing Mario Kart 64. This is another fun game to play with 4 players. Mario Kart 64 is definitely in my top 5 or top 3 Nintendo 64 games. You gotta love Mario Kart 64. Sorry, I had to put it over Crash Team Racing. Now it's time to reveal my number 1 racing game of all time, and I definitely have a shirt of it. My number 1 racing game of all time. Super Mario Kart is my number 1. The first installment of the Mario Kart series, released for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. This game came out when I was only 1 year old in 1992. This game actually came out on the day before my stepdad's birthday, September 1st. My stepdad's birthday, September 2nd. And this game right here came out the day before. It has 8 characters: Bowser, Donkey Kong Jr., Koopa, Yoshi, Peach, Toad, Luigi, and Mario. I most likely use Mario and Luigi because they're my favorite characters to play. Super Mario Kart is my number 1 GOAT video game when it comes to racing games. And it still holds up 32 years later. So that's going to do it for my top 10 racing games. Like I said, this is the last list that I'm revealing in 2024. I'll let you know in my community post, which racing game do you think is better, Crash Team Racing or Mario Kart 64, and which list I will be revealing in 2025. I gotta say, the one list that has the most likes is my top 10 PBS Kids shows. I did not expect that video to have 20 likes, but it does. Because I'm assuming a lot of you guys watched PBS back when you were kids, which is why I have 20 likes in that video. But what do you guys think about my top 10 racing games? Which racing games would be in your top 10? You don't have to be in particular order. Just let me know. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for my next list that I come up with. And I'll catch you tomorrow for highlights of the 1999 WWF Armageddon. Until then, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. No more talk.